Namaskar. Today's afternoon update is coming a little bit early because I have been besieged by news and developments, and these are things that perhaps we did not expect will happen, and yet they are happening. Both areas, that is Ukraine-Russia conflict as well as the Middle East conflict, appear to be flaring up again. See, this is what happens when there is an expectation of ceasefire, when people try to capture more space and then dig in and say that whatever we have up until here we are going to claim. So in a very, very hard hitting Truth Social post, what I'm going to read out what Trump said, and this is something that is really hard hitting. He says that I'm going to be putting large scale sanctions on you, Russia. Why is he saying that? Russia is absolutely pounding Ukraine on the battlefield right now. This came about 25 minutes ago. I am strongly considering large-scale banking sanctions and tariffs on Russia until a ceasefire and final settlement agreement on peace is reached. All these are in caps. So you can understand that he is really, really pissed. To Russia and Ukraine, get to the table right now before it is too late. And this is, I think what happened was, remember from last Friday, we've all been caught up about what Zelenskyy said or did at White House, and then he goes to London and he meets with the European leaders, and then there is something there. Everybody took their eyes off the ball because Russia appears to have tried to consolidate their position, and they have been pounding the hell out of Ukraine. And now US has said, wait a minute, we did this thing in good faith, because the week before that, US negotiators and Russia had sat down in Saudi Arabia to come up with a preliminary ceasefire parameters and so on and so forth. And now America is seeing that Russia has taken advantage of the fact that it was not looking at Russia, and they have really pounded the heck out of Ukraine. See, what the point here is, once you start having ceasefire talk, then you are supposed to at least be decent enough to hold your positions and not kill each other still. And what is now happening appears to be that Russia is trying to see how far they can go, especially closer to Odessa. And I think their position is going to be that we are going to, whatever we occupy, we are going to keep, or something of that kind. I don't know exactly what is going on in Putin's mind, but clearly here, Putin appears to have done a number on Trump, and Trump, of course, is not very happy about that. So that is the first development. Now, let us say that, yes, Trump also wants somebody else in Ukraine in place to sign this agreement because he thinks that Zelenskyy might not stick to his word. You have both parties who probably are not going to keep up their words, which is very unfortunate, because after having spent so much money, that is the US taxpayer, now you're seeing a situation where still people are trying to kill each other. I mean, you are talking about a ceasefire, and the most intense fighting happens just before the ceasefire. How absurd can that be? But that is the truth. That is how wars are fought. Unfortunately, here now what Trump wants to try and do is that, look, let us try and come up with the framework and first get on the negotiating table. So next week, Zelenskyy was supposed to go to Saudi Arabia to meet for the next round of talks. We don't know what's going to happen there. In the meantime, something else is happening in Cairo. Egypt has summoned a summit, and in that, they did something that Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates do not like at all. In fact, KSA is staying away. I'm not sure if UAE is going to that summit or not, but this concerns the future of Gaza. I'll come to that in one moment, because I want to finish the Russia-Ukraine conflict. What is the thing that is keeping Trump from acting against Russia now? I mean, he said that I'm going to put even more sanctions. Already the first time around, they actually took one Russian bank off of the SWIFT that they thought would cause a lot of problems, but then Russia found a way around it by doing the banking through Turkey. I don't know how many of you know this. Since 2022, Russia's imports, exports, it's just taking a little bit longer, but everything is going fine. Turkey is charging some sort of what I call commissions fee, and they are happy because it's just like taking from one pipe and putting it on the other pipe. As simple as that. You would be surprised as to how archaic some of the banking practices are, especially at the central bank level sometimes. Very, very manual too in some countries. That okay, we'll just leave it at that. So next week, who is going to be at the summit for representing Ukraine? The question is being asked, and interestingly, there are 4 different candidates, each one from being propped up from one group or the other. I'm going to give you the names. I thought I will try and get I'll try and get the pictures, but I really don't have the time. So I'm just going to run through and tell you the names that are being proposed by each of these countries. The 4 countries are Russia, EU, and United States, and one more. Just give me 1 second. I mean, this is just going very, very fast, guys. That's all I can tell you. Okay, so USA is pushing for the current Prime Minister of Ukraine, 𝗤𝗏 𝗫𝗏. And the deep state is, see, now that's the 4th player. United States wants the current Prime Minister, 𝗤𝗏 𝗫𝗏. The deep state allegedly is pushing Ruslan Stefanchuk, the current chairman of the Ukraine Parliament, Rada. The EU, especially United Kingdom, is pushing for 𝗟𝗚𝗏 Fedorovich Zaluzhny, a 4-star general, currently the ambassador of Ukraine to the United Kingdom. Then these are 3 players. 4th one, Russia is pushing for Viktor Fedorovich Yanukovych, the ex-president of Ukraine, the person who was deposed by the United States in Maidan Revolution. That I think is a non-starter. So let's just set that thing aside. So of the 3, who do you think is going to be the one who's going to eventually be chosen or anointed the president, at least till elections, at least for this, the signing of this peace accord? My bet goes to the Ukrainian Prime Minister, the current Ukrainian Prime Minister, because United States as a country has put in the maximum amount of money into this one, and they have the maximum amount to lose if things don't go according to plan. Does this person have, will that person do the bidding for United States? Or even a semblance of neutrality sometimes can be dangerous in these cases, because Ukraine, unfortunately, is a devastated piece of land right now. If you followed what transpired in our conversation with Major General Rajiv Narayanan, you know that there are serious plans being done to essentially create one smaller Ukraine and then a buffer zone, which will be probably monitored by UN security forces, and then the area that has been lost to Russia, which will become basically part of Russia, maybe the Donbass region and a few other places. Be that as it may, this is something that is happening very rapidly, and every hour things are changing. And I think this next week there is going to be another summit in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Again, see, don't take my word for it, it could change also, because I'm unable to keep up pace with all the things that are going on. I said, wait a minute, what is this thing now? Suddenly, I thought Russia was just calmly waiting and seeing how things will fall. But suddenly we find out that Russia has escalated the action. And then now let's go to what is happening in the summit that was supposed to have been proposed in Cairo. Well, this is what has happened. Actually, I have an update also on what happened in Ukraine. Remember, again, if you were listening in on Major General Rajiv Narayanan's talks, there were 2 cities that Russia was very keen on, Kiev and Odessa. And looks like the maximum amount of pounding has been done on both those cities, especially in Odessa. Odessa is the southern port. If the reduced Ukraine is going to be formed, that would need access to the sea, and that would be Odessa. So I don't think if Ukraine, even a reduced form, would want that to be given to Russia, and Russia wants to close out Ukraine completely from accessing the ocean. I'm talking about the balance or what might remain. And Kiev, of course, Kiev is the headquarters, and yesterday also I did one where I told you about how Russia has now started pounding targets where it felt that there were NATO advisors, NATO experts who were advising Ukraine. All those things, all the places where the supposed NATO experts were moving about, that's what they were really pounding. So these are the two places where a heck of a lot of pounding is going on. Trump has warned Russia to just stop this nonsense right now. I think it will stop, but the next step is EU is supplying a lot of weapons and ammo in their arsenal on an emergency basis to Ukraine via Romania and Moldova. Both of these are adjacent to Ukraine, but on the western side. And to defend Odessa at any cost. Odessa is the one that they don't want to lose. Storm Shadow missiles supplied by UK, deployed by Ukraine in Odessa to protest the piers of the port, did not function properly today due to the American decision of not providing GPS and satellite communication. This was like 48 hours or something that US stopped providing intel information, and Russia took advantage of that. And looks like they did not tell Trump anything, so Trump is pissed at Russia. So guys, all I can tell you is those who are living in that port or in that area, they must be having a hell of a time right now. It is very, very sad what is going on. So this is as far as the Ukraine conflict is concerned. What is the other conflict? Well, not conflict, but it is a summit that wanted to be hosted by Egypt. What was the summit? What was the proposal that Egypt was saying? Egypt was saying that we are going to build a seaport, we are going to build an airport, we're going to have development for Gaza, and we will manage the Arab states will manage Gaza. That's one side. On the other side, the Gazans have said, or I should say Hamas has said, that we are going to eliminate the hostages that are still with us. And I think there are 3 American citizens still with them. And this has really enraged Trump there. And he has said, I am going to, rain hellfire on you. And what also happened is they made sure that Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and UAE are not going to endorse this summit. What is happening? The Arab proposals say that they can make the present Palestinian government of West Bank as sole authority for Gaza too, and create a special redevelopment fund for Gaza in which all donors will play. There will be 3 phases. First phase, 2 to 3 billion to give temporary shelters. Second phase, 30 billion to build all infrastructure. Third phase, 20 billion to provide world-class multi-storied accommodation. Look, all this is what used to be there. In fact, both places, West Bank and Gaza, it was the same Fatah that was, I think, is it Fatah? I don't remember the authority. Muhammad Abbas is the president of the West Bank now. The same party used to be there, but Hamas evicted them in 2007 in the election. Then they completely turned it into a rogue state. These people are supposed to have autonomous region and they were supposed to manage it. Israel was giving all the funding. So why repeat the whole thing again? So Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and UAE has said, no, thank you. We are not going to participate in that. If they are not going to participate, there's no money. Maybe Qatar will give something. Maybe Kuwait. Kuwait has been very quiet lately. I don't know what Kuwait is planning in this. In all this stuff, again, there is a lot of confusion. Not only that, in North Syria, a lot of fighting going on there. Kurds and another group are fighting the HUT, and HUT is of course supported by Turkey. I told you about this yesterday in my slide deck, how different people are again realigning. In Israel and US might be in the mind frame to allow Russia to come back and take back whatever the bases they had in Syria. So again, much confusion there too. Where do things go from here? Only God knows. But I thought you should know about this between now and then by the evening there will be more developments. I might have another update for you a little bit down the road. Yesterday I did not have the follow-on update because there wasn't anything that was worth mentioning. So today also, if there is something, I'll come back and tell you guys what is going on. Thanks for watching. I don't know if there are any questions. Yeah, one question is there. Let me just take that question. Kaveri Mahindan wants to know, it's 2025, 3+ decades after the fall of Berlin Wall. Why is it that the gold ghost of Cold War still kept alive as a main topic in geopolitics of things when we have got other good candidates? I don't know. I think we have to go back and look at several of the videos that we have been posting. Look, there is a fair amount of blame to go around, and much of it also has to go with the United States. You'll have to go back to the Second World War. What ended? Who defeated Germany? Was it the Western states or was it Russia? Because 2/3 of German army was actually trying to fight Russia. And the reason they were doing that was because they had gone and occupied Central Europe and all the way to Eastern Europe. Everywhere Germany was there. And Russia pulled back, wrested back that land control, one village at a time. So Germany really was fighting Russia more than it was fighting on the Western Front. So Russia made a claim that all these things are going to be ours and we are going to do it. And Roosevelt didn't say yes, didn't say no, but somewhere along the line what happened was, within a few weeks of that summit in Crimea of all places, Roosevelt died. And Truman took some time to get his bearings, and it was 1945, and while Germany fell, Japan was continuing to fight. So in all these stuff, this is what happens. If you take your eyes off of one scenario, one theater, things start happening there, and they try to take advantage of that particular area. That's what is happening here. Let's hope that this madness will stop like right now. Giri, off topic. People like JVC etc. want TN BJP to join hands with EPS, the master-backed rubber. This will postpone BJP rule because DMK known to be very strong opposition. They will bring Uday to show new hope. Giri, this story is not ending in this is not going to end in a day or two. EPS wants to align with BJP. I'm told, and it is Annamalai and others in BJP who don't want to do that. Listen, SDPI was in truck with ADMK as recently as the June 2024 elections. Now, SDPI is about to be banned as an anti-national outfit. Do you want to align with a party that was known to have a truck with these people? Isn't that what DMK was accused of in 1996 when they said that they are going to withdraw support, that they did to 𝗍𝗫𝗍𝗫? Because it was found out that there was a DMK hand in Rajiv Gandhi's assassination. Anti-national parties, okay, ADMK just had truck with them because they thought they will get the minority vote by aligning with SDPI, which they did not. So there are more complications here than earlier expected. We still don't know who is behind TVK, Joseph Vijay's party. We still don't know why Sebastian Simon is jumping up and down now. Because he was supposed to be one of the B teams of DMK. VCK was supposed to be another B team of DMK. So tomorrow with Sriram Seshadri, we will analyze some of these things. So stay tuned. We'll have more answers because he knows the situation on the ground. But that's all we have. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.